Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this procedure safely. In this video, we will show one or more of these icons to alert you when to use caution. Many refrigerator repairs or general maintenance will require some disassembly of the appliance. Before you attempt this, you should unplug the power cord and shut off the water supply if applicable. To remove the lower rear access panel, first detach the water supply line from the inlet valve. Be prepared for some water to spill out. Next, remove the screws securing the access panel. You can now pull the panel off to reach the water inlet valve and condenser fan motor, or to clean the condenser coils. When the repair is complete, realign the access panel and replace the screws to secure. Reconnect the water supply line to the inlet valve. To replace a refrigerator door switch, remove the screw securing the hinge cover and pull the cover off to access the switch. To uninstall the door itself, remove the screw to release the grounding wire and disconnect the door wire harness. Now support the door as you release the locking lever and pull the upper hinge off. Carefully pull the door forward and lift it off of the bottom hinge. You can now replace a lower door hinge, a hinge bushing, or a door stop. Reinstall the door by aligning it on the lower hinge pin. Align the wires in the slot in the upper hinge pin. Now insert the hinge pin into the door and align the slots in the hinge with the tabs on the top of the cabinet. Secure the hinge with the locking lever. Reconnect the wire harness. Align the grounding wire and replace the screw to secure it. Open the refrigerator door, reposition the hinge cover, and snap it into place. Reinstall the screw to secure. You can remove a refrigerator door handle by using a 3/32 of an inch Allen wrench to loosen the screws securing the handle. You can remove the freezer drawer handle by using a 1/8 inch Allen wrench to loosen the screws. Before you replace a handle, make sure the support pegs are fully tightened. You can use a 1/4 inch Allen wrench to do this. Now align the handle on the pegs and tighten the screws with the appropriate Allen wrench. To replace a door latch, gasket, or gasket retainer, first pull off the door trim. Next, pull the gasket back and use a flathead screwdriver to help detach the gasket retainer from the door liner. Pull the edge of the gasket away from the liner and turn it outward to slide off the retainer. Or, if applicable, pull the entire gasket free of the liner. Replace a gasket retainer by sliding it onto the gasket. Realign the lip of the gasket with the track in the liner and push it into place. Once the gasket is fully seated, place the edge of the gasket retainer behind the lip of the door frame. Tuck the retainer spring into the slot in the liner, then snap the retainer into place. Reinstall the door trim. To replace freezer drawer components, the ice maker, or evaporator components, first pull out the lower freezer drawer. Next, remove the screws securing the lower drawer assembly to the rails. Remove the drawer bin by lifting it up from the rear. Lift off the drawer assembly from the rails and set it aside. Push the lower slide rails in and pull out the upper drawer. Depress the tabs on the supports and lift the upper drawer off. Push the slide rails back and remove the screws securing the rail supports. With the screws removed, pull the upper slide rails off of the inner liner. Now remove the screws securing the lower rail supports to the liner, and remove the lower slide rails and supports. You will need to disconnect the drawer switch wire harness to fully release the left rail support. Remove the mounting screws securing the ice maker assembly to the cabinet. Use a small flathead screwdriver to depress the tabs to detach the assembly. Then pull the assembly forward. Depress the tab to disconnect the wire harness to fully release the ice maker. Now use a screwdriver to help release the sensor cover from the rear panel. Detach the sensor from the cover. Remove the screw to release the access panel. Reach in and disconnect the evaporator fan motor wire harness. You can now pull the panel forward and out to access the evaporator fan motor, and the defrost thermistor. When the repair is complete, return the rear panel to the inside of the freezer compartment and insert the sensor through the panel. Now align the tabs on the bottom of the panel with the bottom edge of the liner and snap the panel in. You can now snap the remainder of the panel into place. Reconnect the evaporator fan motor wire harness. Replace the access panel. And secure it with the screw. Snap the sensor into the cover. Then reposition the cover on the rear panel. Reinstall the ice maker assembly by first connecting the wire harness to the receptacle in the liner. Then slide the assembly into position and snap it into place. Replace the mounting screws. Reconnect the lower drawer switch wire harness. And reposition both lower drawer slide rails and supports by inserting the tabs into the slots in the liner. Replace the screws to secure. Reinstall the upper drawer slide rails in the same manner. Once installed, pull the slide rails out. Align the upper drawer on the supports and snap it into position. Reinstall the lower drawer assembly by first pulling out the slide rails. Now align the rear tabs on the drawer assembly with the rear slots on the rails. Then insert the front tabs into the front slots. Replace the drawer bin by aligning the lip of the bin with the tabs and lower the bin into place. Replace the screws to secure the drawer assembly to the rails. With the refrigerator fully reassembled, plug the power cord back in. Turn the water supply back on if applicable, and confirm that the appliance is functioning properly.